Welcome or welcome back to Pouches and More. Today let's prepare this vinyl and fabric pouch. It's simple to make. So let's get started. We have taken a rectangle 12 inches by 10 inches. We'll be dividing this into 3.5 and 3.5 on both sides. So center will have 5 inches. Now this we are going to divide it with a line. So both sides we have got 3.5 and the center is 5 inch. This is the vinyl part. So we have got the vinyl 5 inches and the sides are the quilted fabric, main fabric and the lining fabric. So both sides will be having quilted fabric and lining fabric and the center will be vinyl. So the vinyl is 5 inches by 10 inches and the fabrics will be 3.5 inches by 10 inch both sides. The pattern will be now only on one side, that is this part we will be making the pattern. So we will be taking a rectangle 3.5 inches by 10 inches for the pattern. So I've taken 3.5 inches by 10 inches, this is this part. So the pouch will be folded like this, that is from the base it will be folded half. So we are going to prepare the pattern also folding this paper in half. So the side is the same 3.5 by 10 inches. Now first we will just fold this in half. Once we fold it in half, we will be having a base, a top and one side vinyl and one side the outer part. So this is the vinyl part, this is the outer part and then we have the base and the top part. The base is now folded. We are just going to clip all around. On the base outer part, that is it is folded, we are going to make a box and the box will be 1¼ inch. So we are going to make a marking of 1¼ inch like this. The other side will be making a marking of 1½ inch. Now this 1½ inch and 1/4 inch we are just going to join it so it becomes a box. This will be our base, so this will be flat. Since we want to make it flat, we are going to do this box. Now our box is ready. Above this we are going to make another marking of 1/4 inch. So above this another marking of 1/4 inch and this 1/4 inch mark will join to this corner. This will be the base now. Now on the top part, outer top part, we are going to make another marking. We are just going to remove these clips and here on the outer top part we will make a marking of 1 inch. So this is a 1 inch mark. You can take it further inside in case you want it more V-ish. I'm going to join this 1 inch mark to the 1/4 inch that we did on the outer side. Once this is done, we can keep it as it is this corner or else we can curve it slightly. So I'm going to use this curved ruler and curve it slightly. We're just going to curve it over here. It's just that I don't want it to be absolutely straight. Now our pattern is ready. We are going to cut this. Now remember, this is the side part. So once we cut it, this will be the side panel. Now we're just going to fold it again and clip it together and then cut the side panel. Our side panel is ready. Basically our pattern is ready. Now remember, this is the side 2 panels. One side we'll flip it over and trace it. Now let's check out the materials. We require 2 pieces of main fabric. They have been quilted. This is the quilting that I'll be using. How to quilt and the basics of quilting, I'll be leaving a video link in the description. So please check that out. So this measures 3.5 inches by 10 inches. 2 pieces of lining 3.5 inches by again 10 inches. 1 vinyl. I'm using the clear vinyl and this clear vinyl, this measures 5 inches by 10 inches. 2 pieces of binding strip measuring 1.5 inch by 5 inch. 1 piece of bias binding strip measuring 1.5 inch by 36 inch and an 18 inch long zip. These are the materials required. So first we'll attach the vinyl to the fabrics. Now the lining fabric, if it's got a right and wrong side, the right side will be facing up. We are going to place the vinyl aligning the edge. So the vinyl and the lining piece will be aligning in the edge. We are going to place the main fabric right side facing down, again aligning the same edge. So 3 of them will be lined together on one edge and we need to make a stitch on this. Here we need to make a stitch. Now for the other side also we will be doing absolutely the same thing. Here the vinyl is sandwiched between the lining and the main fabric. Now we are going to place the lining fabric right side facing up, align the other side of the vinyl. So we are going to align the edges. Now we are going to place the main fabric right side facing down. So both of them are aligned on the edges and we need to make a straight stitch now. So here we are going to make a straight stitch. Main fabric right sides are facing down and the other side lining fabric right sides are facing down and we are making a straight stitch over here. Once our straight stitch is done, we are just going to open it, finger press the stitch lines. We need to make a top stitch. So for that we are just going to neatly finger press the lining fabric as well as the main fabric. Remember to pull the lining fabric neatly out so that it's not seen through the vinyl, and we make a top stitch over here. Same thing for the other side. Also pull the lining fabric neatly and make a top stitch on both. Since the vinyl will stick to the base, we have put a butter paper below the vinyl sheet only where we will be stitching so that it does not stick to the base. Both sides top stitches done. Now we are going to take the pattern that we prepared and we are going to trace it on the side panels. One side like this, we are going to trace it all around now. For the other side, we are just going to flip it over. So now on this side, we are going to trace it all around. For the other side, we'll just flip it over. Once we have finished tracing, we are going to trace it the same way on this side also. Once we finish tracing, we are going to make a stitch right on the inner edge and then we are going to cut this pattern. The same thing we will do on this side also. We are going to trace the pattern on the inner edge. We are going to make a stitch and then we are going to cut the pattern. So this is the stitch that we have made. It's on the inside edge of the pattern. Now we are just going to cut this both sides. Our basic pattern is ready. Now for the binding, from one side we'll align the raw edges together and start binding right from the corner. That is the box corner. We are going to start binding it like this. Now since this is a bias binding strip, no need to make small cuts on the curved part. You can always make it if you want to, but I won't be doing it since I have used a bias binding. Now we're just going to neatly align the edges, raw edges, and clip them. While stitching the vinyl again, remember the vinyl will stick on the base. So what we are going to do is the same thing. While stitching this part, we are going to again use a strip of butter paper. We are going to place it below the vinyl and then make a stitch over here. So we will continue clipping all around till the corner of the box again. One side is done. We are just going to cut the binding strip and we are going to attach it the same way on the other side also. Both sides have been clipped. Now we are going to make a stitch over here. binding one side has been stitched. Now to complete this, we are going to turn it over to the other side and finger press the place where we have stitched. So the stitch line, we're just going to finger press it like this. You can always iron it, but be careful that the iron does not touch on the vinyl. You iron only the fabric part. Once this is done, we are going to double fold it on the other side. So one fold and two fold, and we are going to clip this. Now when we are folding it double, see that it comes on the stitch line that we just did. So all around we'll be doing the same thing. We have flipped the binding on the other side and we have double folded it now. One side is done, and we'll be making a stitch now right on the edge on the stitch that we just did, and the same thing we'll do on the other side also. Is done. We're just going to cut the extra binding fabrics. So this is how it looks now. Now for attaching the zip, we're going to make center marks. We're just going to fold it like this, and we're going to make a mark on the binding that we did. The same thing we'll do on the other side also. Just fold it like this and make a mark on the binding strip. For the zip also, we'll be doing the same thing. Fold it in half. In case the slider is in the center, push it to one side and then make a mark right in the center. So we have done a center mark on the zipper tape also. Now this is an open-ended zip. So I'm just going to clip both the ends so that the slider does not come out again. Now all center marks are done. We're just going to align the center marks. So here main fabric right side facing up. The slider will be facing up. We'll just open it. Now the slider is facing up. We're just going to place it like so. So the teeth of the zip is outside, on the outer side. And we are going to clip it all around now right till the end. So remember, the zipper tape is inside, the teeth is outside. We have opened the zip. Once we open the zip, the zipper teeth will be outside and the tape is inside, and we will be clipping it like this. So the slider right side is facing up. And right till the end, we will clip it on both the sides. So here we are going to make a stitch right on the stitch that we just did. We are going to make another stitch. One side is done. Now for the other side, first we're just going to flip it over, flip the entire body over. So here we have got the lining fabric now. Now we're going to take the main body like this, center and align it. So here again the same thing we have done. The slider is facing up and the main fabric also right side is facing up. Align the centers and clip all around. Now we're going to make a stitch. We are also going to make a double stitch now over here, so that the zipper tape lies flat. So on both sides we are going to make the double stitch also. We have done the stitch. We have also done the double stitch. So this is how it will be looking, the double stitch. Now it is visible. It is right on the edge, and this is how we have done it. I have changed the foot to a zipper foot and I have put the needle on the extreme left side and then I have stitched. Our zip is also attached. Now for completing the boxing, we're just going to turn the pouch to the wrong side, get the slider slightly inside and flatten the box like this. That is the raw edges, we're just going to flatten it and clip them. We need to make a stitch on this. The same thing we'll be doing on the other side. Also get the slider inside, slightly inside, flatten the box like this, align the raw edges, clip them together and we need to make a stitch on both these raw edges. So here we are going to make a stitch on both these edges. Stitch is done. Just cut the extra zip over here both sides. Once that is done, to cover the raw edges we are going to use the straight binding strip. So we are just going to align the raw edges like so and clip them. Again we need to make a stitch on this. So both sides will be doing the same thing. Here we have used a straight strip. We're just going to align the raw edges like this and clip them together. Now here we'll be making a straight stitch. Once this is done, just open the binding to the other side. Finger press the stitch line over here and first we will be folding the sides. So first just finger press the sides neatly and get the sides inside. So first fold will be, the side will be coming inside. After that we will be making a double fold from the top part. So first the side will be folded and then double fold, that is one fold and two fold, and we are going to clip this. The same thing we'll be doing for the entire binding strip. So first we are just going to get the side inside and then we are going to make a double fold from the top part. This is how we will be completing the binding. So the entire binding strip will be folded twice and then we are going to clip this. We need to make a stitch on this. So neatly we are just going to clip the entire binding strip over here. The same thing we'll be doing here. We need to make a stitch and the same thing we'll be doing on the other side also. So both sides we're going to make a straight stitch. This is done and our entire pouch is complete. We're just going to turn it over to the right side now. Once turned, this is how it will be looking. It's simple to make. Now instead of the vinyl, you can always use a contrast fabric. If you found this video helpful, please do not forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon right next to it, because every time I upload a video, you get notified. Thanks for watching. Bye.